Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitayah Pataye Namaha. Yuddha chapter number 121. Sita comes out of the fire. The recitation begins now. The Lord of Fire listened to the happy and auspicious words of the grandsire Brahma, cast away the logs of wood from the pyre, and rose out of it in human form with Janaki in his lap. The Lady Sita blazed in splendor like the morning sun. She was adorned with ornaments of molten gold. Her black and graceful curls added more luster to her face. She shone forth in her strings and garlands of unfading flowers. In the same form in which she passed into the fire, she came out stainless and with a pure, bright heart. The Lord of Fire bore her in his arms and handed her unto Rama. And being the witness of the actions and the words and thoughts of all beings, he cried, Lord, this is the very same Lady Sita that passed into my flames. She knows not the slightest shadow of sin. You know full well that the Lady Sita, dear unto you, is stainless. But in the thought that your conduct should not be blamed in the least, you made her pass through fire. Matchless among those who establish virtue and law, this lady was never known to address or lift her eyes towards or even bestow a thought upon any man but yourself. She is the perfect exponent of the highest wifely virtues. Then how is it that Ravana took her away against her will? He was a Rakshasa, matchless in strength and valor. There was none by her side to protect her. It was a lonely forest untrodden by the steps of human beings. Unable to take care of herself, grieved and weighed down by your being away from her, she fell into the hands of another, and Ravana bore her to his lady's apartments. Their frightful Rakshasas guarded her day and night. Not even for a moment did she look in thought to anyone other than you to save her. Her thoughts were ever centered on you. Her mind, heart, and intelligence were ever with you. She never even wasted a look at Ravana, though he and his brood threatened and tempted her ever so strongly. Their words never entered her ears, nor did any chance idea of him darken her thoughts. Her heart is utterly pure. No speck of sin has any part in her being. Take her from me, do not gainsay me, and place my commands thereunto. Thereat the heart of Rama was filled with boundless joy. The best and wisest of speakers, he grasped the import that lay behind the words of the Lord of Fire. The embodiment of right and law, he said to himself, it was not in vain that I put away Sita. The worlds above and below now know full well her greatness. Tears of sorrow coursed down his cheek as he thought about the unmerited injury that was done to her. He never forsook righteousness under any circumstance. In the power of protecting those who sought his shelter, there was none to approach him. His luster and radiance were boundless now that Janaki was now beside him. He turned to Agni and said, The three worlds know full well that Sin and Sita are poles apart. Of spotless purity she is, yet the world's opinion is not to be slighted. She is herself able to cleanse the worlds of all impurity, yet she stayed in the house of Ravana for a long time. Rama is a boy. Being a slave to his love for her, he has taken her back without any test of her purity. And it is no wonder, for is he not the son of Dasharatha, who sacrificed his eldest son and the noblest to the whim of a woman Kaikeyi and sent him to the woods? This will be the talk of the world. Now this Sita, the daughter of King Janaka, the ruler of Mithila and the knower of the Brahman, is born without any human contact. There is no call to speak of her conduct. She is ever devoted to me. She knows my heart and anticipates my wishes. Full well do I know that her thoughts have been ever centered on me alone. I was unconcerned, as it were, when she passed into the fire, only to convince the three worlds to reveal her real greatness and to set an example to others. Were the oceans ever known to overflow their limits? Ever guarded by the fire of her chastity and her innate radiance, she could not be approached by Ravana even in his dream. Her broad and lovely eyes were formed but to rain down sweet compassion and boundless wealth. But the slightest touch of wrath in them is quite enough to burn to ashes the countless worlds. Ravana fell a slave to the wonderful charm and beauty of my beloved Sita. Can a stranger dare to lift his eyes to her? Hence he was powerless to draw near her even in thought. Wicked he was and cruel, yet would anyone clasp to his breast the blazing fire? His strength and prowess and wickedness made no impression upon her. She is not the one to be lured by his wealth or glory or greatness. As the rays of the sun can never be parted from the sun, Janaki can never be away from my sight. Is she not the one to share with me my boundless greatness and glory that is eternal and beyond thought and speech? Fortune, wealth, happiness, and auspiciousness flow from her gracious looks. The countless worlds are filled with her splendor and purity. Is it ever possible for a great man to put away fame from him? Even so, I can never put her away from me. You are all my best of friends and held in great reverence by one and all. You are my best well-wishers. Good indeed is what you say beneficial to me. So it is but proper and necessary that I should obey your command. These words fill the countless gods, monkeys, and rakshasas with abundant joy, and they rent the skies with his praise. Then Raghuvira took Sita to his side, and his heart was full of joy. The soul of supreme bliss, without the slightest taint of grief, the mightiest of the mighty, yet he was a servant of Dharma, and did all this but to set an example to the world. Mangalam Koshalendraya Mahaniya Gunabdi Chakravarti Dhanurjaya Sarva Bhaumaya Mangalam.